Hey guys, welcome to part 2 of our long play of Mass Effect. Previously, our mission on Eden Prime ended poorly, as we barely saved the colony. Unfortunately, the Prothean beacon we needed to secure there was destroyed, and the Spectre agent which was overseeing the operation was killed in action, betrayed by a rogue Spectre agent named Saren. The Citadel Council are not happy and are going to want answers. Our next objective is to meet with the Council and try to expose Saren, a rogue agent. Captain Anderson has asked us to speak with Joker, who'll take us into the Citadel. Looks like we're in some kind of infirmary on the Normandy. Before we progress, let's take another look at our codex, cause I'm sure there are quite a few new entries. Right, there's a bit on the Citadel, which is where we're about to visit. Nice picture of the Citadel there. Although the Citadel is equipped with Mass Effect generating Element 0 cores, most of the gravity on the station is generated by centrifugal force of rotation. Rotation 3.5 minutes per revolution. Rotational gravity in wards 1.02 Earth. Rotational gravity in Presidium 0.3 Earth. Total length 44.7 kilometers. Diameter 12.8 kilometers. Ward length 43.6 kilometers. Ward width 330 meters. Presidium ring diameter 7.2 kilometers. Presidium ring width 553 meters. Exterior armor thickness 13 meters. Population 13.2 million, not including the keepers. Gross weight 7.11 billion metric tons. Height of the Presidium Tower 1047 meters. A few stats on the Citadel there. Now, back to the timeline which we read last episode. Let's see, I think we stopped right here at the First Contact War. Alright, 2158. Humans learn potential of biotics. An international effort to track Element 0 exposure begins. Roughly 10% of exposed children show some level of biotic ability. 2160. Systems Alliance Parliament formed. 2165. Humans establish embassy on the Citadel. 2170. Batarian slavers attack the Alliance colony of Mindor. 2176. The Skillian Blitz. Pirates and slavers attacked Elysium, the human capital in the Skillian Verge. 2177. Thresher Moors devour the Alliance colony of Akuz. This is the same event that features in our character profile. We are the sole survivor of the events of Akuz. 2178. In retaliation for the Skillian Blitz, an Alliance fleet wipes out an entire army of slavers on the moon of Torfin. And 2183. Current date. There we are. We are now up to speed with the timeline of events leading to the game. Now, I do want to check on some primary entries here. We met one alien race, the Turians, so let's learn a little bit more about them.
Roughly 1,200 years ago, the Turians were invited to join the Citadel Council to fulfill the role of galactic peacekeepers. The Turians have the largest fleet in Citadel space, and they make up the single largest portion of the Council's military forces. As their territory and influence has spread, the Turians have come to rely on the Solarians for military intelligence and the Asari for diplomacy. Despite a somewhat colonial attitude towards the rest of the galaxy, the ruling hierarchy understands they would lose more than they would gain if the other two races were ever removed. Turians come from an autocratic society that values discipline and possesses a strong sense of personal and collective honor. There is lingering animosity between Turians and humans over the First Contact War of 2157, which is known as the Relay 314 incident to the Turians. Officially, however, the two species are allies, and they enjoy civil, if cool, diplomatic relations.
Sounds like we've got a rocky relationship with the Turians. Might expand a bit about the First Contact War.
Humanity's first contact with an alien race occurred in 2157. At that time, the Alliance allowed survey fleets to activate any dormant mass relays discovered, a practice considered dangerous and irresponsible by Council-aligned races. When a Turian patrol discovered a human fleet attempting to activate a relay, they attacked. One human vessel survived, retreating to the colony of Shanxi. The Turians followed, quickly defeating the local forces. Shanxi was occupied, the first and to date only human world to be conquered by an alien species. The Turians believed the handful of ships they defeated represented the bulk of human defenses, so they were unprepared when the Second Fleet, under Admiral Castany Drescher, launched a strong counteroffensive, evicting them from Shanxi. The Turians mobilized for full-scale war, drawing the attention of the rest of the galaxy. The Council quickly intervened, forcing a truce. Fortunately for humanity, the First Contact War was ended with a diplomatic solution.
Not sure who would have won that war. Anyway, we also learned a bit about the Protheans.
50,000 years ago, the Protheans were the only spacefaring species in the galaxy. They vanished in a swift galactic extinction. Only the legacy of their empire remains. They are believed to have built the mass relays and the Citadel, which have allowed numerous species to explore and expand throughout the galaxy. Prothean ruins are found on worlds across the galaxy. While surprisingly intact for their age, functioning examples of Prothean paleotechnology are rare. Time and generations of looters have picked their dead cities and derelict stations clean. Some believe the Protheans meddled in the evolution of younger races. The Hanar homeworld of Kaje, for example, shows clear evidence of former Prothean occupation. The presence of a former Prothean observation post on Mars has caused a rebirth of interventionary evolutionists among humans. These individuals believe the god myths of ancient civilizations are misremembered encounters with aliens.
There we go. Protheans are definitely quite central to the story of Mass Effect. Aside from the Turians and Protheans, we also met the Geth.
The Geth are a humanoid race of networked AIs. They were created by the Quarians 300 years ago as tools of labor and war. When the Geth showed signs of self-evolution, the Quarians attempted to exterminate them. The Geth won the resulting war. This example has led to legal, systematic repression of artificial intelligences in galactic society. The Geth possess a unique distributed intelligence. An individual has rudimentary animal instincts, but as their numbers and proximity increase, the apparent intelligence of each individual improves. In groups, they can reason, analyze situations, and use tactics, as well as any organic race. Geth space is located at the trailing end of the Perseus Arm, beyond the lawless Terminus systems. The Perseus Veil, an obscuring dark nebula of opaque gas and dust, lies between their space and the Terminus systems.
And along with the Geth, we also encountered husks.
After the Geth secure a location, they round up and impale dead and living bodies on mechanical spikes. The spikes rapidly transform these victims into withered husks, extracting water and trace minerals, and replacing them with cybernetics. The cybernetics reanimate the lifeless flesh and tissue, transforming the bodies into mindless killing machines. Some Alliance soldiers refer to the husk-generating spikes as dragon's teeth, a reference to the mythological berserkers who sprang up from the earth wherever the teeth of the dragon Eris were planted. Dragon's teeth and husks bear little resemblance to other pieces of Geth technology. No one is sure why a synthetic race would bother to drain the minuscule amount of recoverable resources from organic corpses, though the value of reusing them as shock troops is obvious.
There we go. Well, I reckon that's enough lore for now. Let's see if we can explore the Normandy a bit and make our way to our pilot, Joker. Ooh, a Medigel station. Got a codex entry for that too. We'll check it out later.
Hey, Commander.
Hey, Ash.
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. The crew could use some good news after what happened to Jenkins.
Jenkins was a valuable part of this crew.
Part of me feels guilty over what happened. If Jenkins was still alive, I might not be here.
You're a good soldier, Williams. You belong on the Normandy.
Thanks, Commander. I appreciate that.
Things were pretty rough down there. Are you okay?
I've seen friends die before. Comes with being a Marine. But to see my whole unit wiped out, and you never get used to seeing dead civilians. But things would have been a lot worse if you hadn't shown up.
We couldn't have done it without you, Williams.
Thanks, Commander. I have to admit, I was a little worried about being assigned to the Normandy. It's nice when someone makes you feel welcome.
I think you're gonna fit in here just fine, Williams.
Thanks, Commander.
A couple more Paragon points there. Alenko and Dr. Chakwas are here too.
Yes, Commander? Is there something you need?
Personal questions?
How did you end up serving on an Alliance ship?
I enlisted right out of med school. Earth always seemed boring to me. Too safe, too secure. I figured the colonies were teeming with exotic adventure. I wanted to travel the stars, tending the wounds of tough soldiers with piercing eyes and sensitive souls. Turns out military life isn't quite as romantic as I'd imagined. But humanity needs the Alliance if we want to keep expanding through the Traverse, and the Alliance always needs good doctors. So I stayed on to do my part.
Ever think you made the wrong choice?
Sometimes I think about opening a private practice back on Earth, or maybe taking a position at one of the new med centers out in the colonies. But there's something special about working on soldiers. If I left the Alliance now, I'd feel like I was abandoning them.
What do you think about the captain?
What do you know about Captain Anderson?
I've served with him for a few tours now. He knows when to let things slide and when to crack the whip. The crew knows he's seen pretty much anything they'll ever run into. And he cares about the people under his command.
I should go.
Goodbye, Commander.
Bit of background on the doctor there. Lockers. Oh, cool. Recovered items. Guessing this is from areas we can no longer return to. What's up, Alenko?
Glad to see you're okay, Commander.
Oh, thanks, man. Now, which way? I think it's this way. Ooh, an elevator. Let's see. I think this leads to the vehicle hangar. Might explore the ship a little bit more before we get the show on the road. In the Normandy's vehicle bay, using a squad member's locker allows you to assign equipment to them. New equipment may be purchased from the requisition officer. Those must be the lockers mentioned. And there's the requisition officer.
Hey, Commander. Looking for some extra supplies before you head out?
What have you got?
Whatever you want. Armor, weapons, mods. It's not standard Alliance issue, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. Well, as long as you don't mind paying for it.
What?
Why should I pay you for my weapons and armor?
My stuff doesn't come from the Alliance. I have to purchase it myself, and it's not cheap. Hell, the licenses alone have set me back more than I'd like. But no licenses, no goods. Without the goods, I'm out of a job.
What are licenses? Why do you need them?
Manufacturers sell licenses. Each license allows me to buy and sell a certain brand of products. I already have several basic ones, but you'll need to buy more if you want me to bring in different brands. Many of the best licenses are hard to get, but they're well worth the cost if you can find them.
What do the different manufacturers offer?
There are too many for me to keep track of, but each license will explain what it's good for.
Let's see what you've got.
You bet, Commander.
Okay, here we have the trading menu. Looks like the requisition officer has a bunch of level 4 and 3 equipment here. Unfortunately, nothing we can really afford right now. Ooh, what's this? Metagel upgrade. Increases maximum units of Metagel by 1. And it's only 200 credits. Yeah, same thing for the grenade upgrade here. Well, yeah, might as well get both of these. We can also sell stuff here we don't want, but I might not do that just yet. Righto, now, to check those lockers. Before setting equipment for my squad mates, let's just quickly organize our own equipment first. The equipment screen allows you to equip and upgrade gear for your squad. Click the filter tab to switch item types, select an item and click the equip button to assign it. Click on an equipped item's upgrade slot to select an upgrade. Click the Omnigel button to break down the selected item into Omnigel. Okay, so for Shepard, we're going to want to be using assault rifles, so let's see if we can find a better one. Avenger 1 looks good. Now we can also give it some upgrades. Let's see, anti-personnel rounds, plus 15% damage to organics. Hammerhead, plus 20% weapons force. Phasic, plus 20% to shields but reduced damage. Radioactive, minus 15% to the target, so their cooldown reduces by 15%. So I think the Hammerhead rounds sound good. I assume this is straight up damage buff. Let's chuck that on. And a second mod, combat sensor. 1 level detection. Some enemies using jamming technology to block your weapon radar. The combat scanner upgrade improves detection levels. So I guess this is what we had in the previous mission when we had our radar jammed. Let's see, high caliber barrel, plus 10% damage but reduced rate of fire and heat absorption. Not sure I like that. I reckon the combat sensor might be the better option here. Okay, now aside from the assault rifle, I do want to switch out our sniper rifle as well. Reaper 1 looks good. Okay. What's this? Grenade launcher. And armor. So we can already wear medium armor, which is good. Let's see now. Gladiator 1 looks good. Yes, looking more like a badass now. Let's check the upgrades. First aid interface 1, plus 1 health regen per second. Not bad. Or motorized joints, plus 10% smash damage. Assume that's melee. Reckon health regen. Alright, I think I'm pretty happy with that. Now, let's get Caden's equipment organized. He's going to be primarily using pistols, so... Okay, got some decent ones here. I reckon the Stinger 2. And as for upgrades, gonna get him to carry the radioactive rounds, so we can inflict some cooldown reduction on the enemy. Now, do we have any Omni tools? Or biotic amps? Nothing. Okay, well, armor. So, him being a sentinel, that means he can only equip light armor for now. There's only one option here, but it's better than the starting one. There we go, happy with that. Now, on to Ashley. She'll also use the assault rifle quite a bit, so we'll give her the Banshee 1. And in terms of upgrades, I reckon we'll go with the AP rounds. And she can also take the high caliber rounds. Now, we might get her to use shotguns as well. Scimitar 1 looks good. Let's go with that. Now, for armor. She can wear medium armor as well. Let's see, I think we give her more damage protection. Nice. Oh, and also we can give her the motorized joints. Very good. I think we're all set for now. Let's head back. Ooh. Check this thing out. The M35 Mako. Just got another codex item there. Quickly check that out. Might be under ships and vehicles.
The Mako infantry fighting vehicle was designed for the System Alliance's frigates. Though the interior is cramped, an M35 is small enough to be carried in the cargo bay and easily deployed on virtually any world. With its turreted 155mm mass accelerator and coaxially mounted machine gun, the Mako can provide a fire team with weapon support as well as mobility. Since Alliance Marines may be required to fight on any world, the Mako is environmentally sealed and equipped with microthrusters for use on low-gravity planetoids. The Mako is powered by a sealed hydrogen-oxygen fuel cell and includes a small Element 0 core. While not large enough to nullify the vehicle's mass, the core can reduce it enough to be safely airdropped. When used in conjunction with thrusters, it also allows the Mako to extricate itself from difficult terrain.
Alright. Sounds like a pretty impressive vehicle. Now, let's get back topside. Actually, there's a pathway down here. Let's quickly check it out. Oh, this must be the Normandy's core. Let's see here. Field integrity monitor. Examine that. And looks like we can examine the core itself as well.
Shame about Jenkins, Commander.
Indeed, sir. Let's quickly check out what we learned about the core back there. Technology?
When subjected to an electrical current, the rare material dubbed Element 0, or EZO, emits a dark energy field that raises or lowers the mass of all objects within it. This mass effect is used in countless ways, from generating artificial gravity to manufacturing high-strength construction materials. It is most prominently used to enable faster-than-light space travel. EZO is generated when solid matter, such as a planet, is affected by the energy of a star going supernova. The material is common in the asteroid debris that orbits neutron stars and pulsars. These are dangerous places to mine, requiring extensive use of robotics, telepresence, and shielding to survive the incredible radiation from the dead star. Only a few major corporations can afford the setup costs required to work these primary sources. Humanity discovered refined Element 0 at the Prothean research station on Mars, allowing them to create mass effect fields and develop FTL travel.
FTL meaning faster than light travel. Loving all the lore in this game, even down to all the tech.
Element 0 can increase or decrease the mass of a volume of space-time when subjected to an electrical current. With a positive current, mass is increased. With a negative current, mass is decreased. The stronger the current, the greater the magnitude of the dark energy mass effect. In space, low-mass fields allow FTL travel and inexpensive surface-to-orbit transit. High-mass fields create artificial gravity and push space debris away from vessels. In manufacturing, low-mass fields permit the creation of evenly blended alloys, while high-mass compaction creates dense, sturdy construction materials. The military makes extensive use of mobility-enhancing technologies, with Mass Effect utilizing fighting vehicles standard frontline issue in most military forces. Mass Effect fields are also essential in the creation of kinetic barriers or shields to protect against enemy fire.
Very cool. So that explains how our shields and stuff operate. Let's make our way up to speak with Joker. And back to the elevator. Hope you're enjoying things so far, guys. Yes, there's a lot of reading and stuff, but yeah, as I said, skip ahead if you're not interested in those parts. Okay, and I think it's up these stairs. There we go, and this is pretty familiar. We're back at the bridge where we started last episode. Let's quickly have a chat with our navigator. What's up, Presley?
I'm glad you're okay, Commander. Losing Jenkins was hard enough on the crew.
Yeah, poor Jenkins, though you could kind of see that coming, to be honest. Good thing crew morale isn't something we have to manage in this game. Let's see, Nav Manual 1.4.1, Codex entry. We'll save that one for later. For now, let's find Joker and get things moving along.
Good timing, Commander. I was just about to bring us into the Citadel. See that taxpayer money at work.
Flagship of the Citadel fleet.
Well, size isn't everything.
Why so touchy, Joker?
I'm just saying you need firepower too.
Look at that monster. Its main gun could rip through the barriers in any ship in the Alliance fleet.
Good thing it's on our side then.
Citadel Control, this is SSV Normandy, requesting permission to land.
Stand by for clearance, Normandy. Clearance granted. You may begin your approach. Transferring you to an Alliance operator.
Roger, Alliance Tower. Normandy out.
Normandy, this is Alliance Tower. Please proceed to Dock 422.
Doesn't get old no matter how many times I replay this game.
This is an outrage! The Council would step in if the Geth attacked a Turian colony?
The Turians don't found colonies on the borders of the Terminus systems, Ambassador.
Humanity was well aware of the risks when you went into the Traverse.
What about Saren? You can't just ignore a rogue Spectre. I demand action!
You don't get to make demands of the Council, Ambassador.
Citadel Security is investigating your charges against Saren. We will discuss the CSEC findings at the hearing, not before.
Captain Anderson, I see you brought half your crew with you.
Just the ground team from Eden Prime, in case you had any questions.
I have the mission reports. I assume they're accurate?
They are. Sounds like you convinced the Council to give us an audience.
They were not happy about it. Saren's their top agent. They don't like him being accused of treason.
Saren's a threat to every human colony out there. If they don't stop him, I will.
Settle down, Commander. You've already done more than enough to jeopardize your candidacy for the Specters. The mission on Eden Prime was a chance to prove you could get the job done. Instead, Nihilus ended up dead and the beacon was destroyed.
That's Saren's fault, not his.
Then we better hope the CSEC investigation turns up evidence to support our accusations. Otherwise, the Council might use this as an excuse to keep you out of the Specters. Come with me, Captain. I want to go over a few things before the hearing. Shepard, you and the others can meet us at the Citadel Tower, top level. I'll make sure you have clearance to get in.
And that's why I hate politicians.
You and me both, Ash. You and me both.
Big place.
Whoa! Giving me some Keanu Reeves vibes there. But yeah, look at this place though. Very impressive. And we're in Ambassador Udina's office. What's that? Don't mind if I do. Just casually hack an ambassador's personal computer. Alliance Patrol Report. Captain Hendrickson reported some unusual energy readings during a patrol of the Argus Row cluster. She had particular concerns about the Hydra system, but was recalled before her team could investigate further. No patrols are scheduled for that sector Do we want to send in a recon team? Just put something into our journal entry. Let's take a quick look at that now. So, missions in Mass Effect are split into two groups. You've got main missions, which are on the left side. Basically, these are main story missions. As you can see, our primary objective is to expose Saren at the Council. Then you've got assignments on the right tab. These are optional missions or side quests that you can choose to complete. This is what we just picked up. Go to the Hydra system in the Argus Row cluster and investigate. We'll get to that when we have a chance. Swanky looking office. Well, let's get to exploring the Citadel and making our way to the Citadel Tower. We'll head to the Citadel Tower for now, which is this way.
Welcome to the Presidium. Allow me to be your guide.
Welcome to the Citadel, folks.
I can't tell the aliens from the animals.
Geez, Ash, that's a bit rude.
Good day, Commander. The human ambassador is up the stairs, first room on the right.
You know who I am?
Yes, I receive reports on all newly arrived dignitaries and notable people.
What is this place?
This is the Presidium. More specifically, you are at the Citadel embassies. If you have more questions, please access Avina.
What's that?
Oh, Avina is the virtual guide for the Citadel. Feel free to access the terminal yourself.
What's your name? What do you do here?
My name is Safiria. I'm the administrative assistant for the embassies.
You seem to be distracted.
The embassies are the hub of all Citadel politics. When you represent trillions of citizens, it tends to get a little busy.
Fair enough.
I should be going now.
Have a pleasant day.
Quite a few people here. People? Aliens. And humans.
Welcome to the Presidium. Allow me to be your guide. Greetings and welcome to the Presidium. My name is Avina, and I am pleased to be your virtual guide throughout this level of the Citadel space station.
So are you a person or a program?
I am a fully interactive virtual intelligence, programmed to provide spontaneous guidance at predetermined locations of interest throughout this level of the Citadel. I may also be contacted through any of the Presidium VI terminals, should you require assistance.
Give me the tour.
You are standing at Presidium Tourism Terminal 1. On either side of this lobby are the embassies of the various Citadel races, along with CSEC headquarters. On the far end of this level, you can see the Citadel Tower, where the Council meets regularly to discuss matters of interstellar importance.
Tell me about the embassies.
Each species in Citadel space important enough to be consulted on matters of galactic politics maintains an embassy on the Presidium. The Volus were the first non-council species to be granted an embassy, roughly 2,384 galactic standard years ago. As Citadel space has expanded, more embassies have been added. The most recently added embassy belongs to your own species, humanity. It was added 19 galactic standard years ago, despite some rather vocal opposition.
Why were people trying to keep my species out?
Some species felt humanity was given preferential treatment. It often takes a century or more before a new species is granted an embassy. The Council gave a great deal of thought to this matter. In the end, they decided humanity's impact on Citadel space was significant enough to warrant an embassy.
Do you agree with their decision?
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
How come the Volus were the first species given an embassy?
In the early years following the formation of the Council, the Volus were, apart from the Asari and Solarians, the most populous and widespread species in Citadel space. They established many new colonies and trading outposts, and they petitioned the Council for a greater role in determining interstellar policy. In recognition of their work to expand interstellar trade and establish a standardized galactic economy, the Volus were granted an embassy here on the Citadel.
Why weren't they made a council race?
The Council races have extensive responsibilities. They must provide personnel and ships for the Citadel fleets. They often provide economic aid in times of disaster. It would be unfair to demand such an enormous burden of a species unable to meet these obligations. The embassies allow lesser species to have a voice on the Citadel.
Lesser? That's a tad rude.
That's pretty damn arrogant.
I apologize if my personality has offended you. Please submit all formal complaints in writing to the Citadel Tourist and Visitor Board.
What can you tell me about the Citadel Council?
Originally, the Council consisted of representatives from the Asari and Solarians, the two dominant species in Citadel space. Roughly 1,304 galactic standard years ago, Turians were invited to join the Council in recognition of the role they played during the Krogan Rebellion. Since then, the three Council races have worked together to ensure the peaceful coexistence of the galactic community, while preserving individual autonomy for each species.
It can't be as simple as that. There must be problems somewhere in the system.
I am not programmed to make that kind of qualified judgment. My code is limited to information and simple interaction simulations.
I want to know more about Citadel security.
Citadel security serves as law enforcement for all regions of the Citadel, though the majority of officers serve in the wards. Executor Palin, a Turian, is the current head of CSEC, but individuals from virtually every species across Citadel space serve as officers beneath him. If you wish to learn more, Executor Palin's office is located in the CSEC headquarters just across the lobby.
Do you know anything about Specters?
The term Specter is derived from the branch of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance. Each Specter agent is handpicked by the Council. Their primary role is preserving galactic stability and resolving volatile situations that cannot be handled through normal political channels. In this role, they are granted extraterritorial rights and jurisdictions. Specters answer to no law or authority except the Council itself.
Goodbye.
Goodbye, and thank you for using Avina. Please enjoy your visit to the Citadel.
Learn quite a bit more lore there. But wow, take a look at this place.
Sure is peaceful here.
Well, they've built themselves quite the lake. Wonder if anyone ever drowned in it.
That's a bit morbid. The Citadel Tower is the tall white structure far off to your right. It houses the Council and is the heart of Citadel politics. Cool. A lot of directions everywhere. And what's this? Use Citadel Rapid Transit to travel quickly between major locations. As you explore the Citadel, more locations will unlock. More directions. I guess we're headed the right way. A lot of different aliens and people hanging around, going about their day. Looks like they have some sort of artificial sky up there. Perfect weather, all day, every day. What the hell is that thing? Let's see. To the wards. Nope, not where we need to go. Looks like we need to keep going. A lot of parks and greenery, which is nice.
Look at that bug thing over there. What's it doing?
Keeper.
Please do not disturb the keepers.
Keepers.
Please do not disturb the keepers. Welcome to Presidium Tourism Terminal 2. You are standing near the base of the Citadel Tower, one of the Presidium's most recognizable and important structures. Behind me is the spectacular Relay Monument, a scale model representation of a Prothean mass relay. To your left is one of the Keepers, the enigmatic caretakers of the Citadel, working on a control panel. You may see Keepers involved in various tasks throughout all levels of the Citadel. We ask that you do not interfere with them in any way. The Keepers are essential to the smooth operation of the Citadel. Obstructing their daily work will result in harsh penalties, including incarceration and rehabilitation.
Tell me about the relay monument.
Discovered by the Asari who first arrived at the Citadel, the relay monument is one of the station's most interesting and controversial features. What is the meaning behind this striking piece of art? Is it a tribute to Prothean vanity? A reminder of their conquest of the galaxy through mass relay technology? Or perhaps it is a symbol of unity, a Prothean acknowledgement that the relays would eventually lead other species here to the Citadel. No one can say for sure, making the relay monument a favorite topic of discussion among academics and scholars.
I'd like to know more about the Keepers.
Little is known about these peaceful servants of the Citadel, though they are essential to the operation and maintenance of the entire station. Citadel regulations protect the Keepers against interference during the performance of their tasks. Failure to comply will result in harsh penalties. Keepers can be seen in all sections of the Citadel, but are typically found in and around the tower.
Any particular reason there are so many Keepers in this area?
The Keepers do not communicate with other species. It is assumed, however, that the tower houses the Citadel's primary control systems. Many of the station's systems, such as navigation and life support, function automatically. It is believed the Keepers operate those systems from inside the tower's inaccessible core. The Keepers also make frequent appearances in the council chamber itself, though they appear to be just passing through on their way to some other destination.
Tell me about the Citadel Tower.
Housing both the council chambers and Citadel control, the tower is one of the most important buildings on the station. Access to these areas is restricted to those with the appropriate clearance.
What happens in Citadel Control?
Citadel Control handles all incoming and outbound transit. Every ship within 2,000 kilometers of the Citadel is under the jurisdiction of Citadel Control. At peak capacity, they are responsible for monitoring upwards of 1,000 vessels.
I'd like to hear more about the Council Chambers.
The business of the Council, which often has far-reaching effects on the galactic community, is conducted in a room at the apex of the Citadel Tower. The Council Chambers themselves are truly a magnificent sight to behold, though few get to experience the view in person. Typically, only the councilors, ambassadors, and high-ranking officials, along with various support staff, are allowed access.
What if someone has business with the Council?
The average citizen must go through the proper channels if they wish an audience with the Council. This is usually arranged through their respective ambassadors. Even then, few are given access to the actual Council chambers. In most cases, the ambassador acts on behalf of the citizen.
I'm scheduled to have an audience with the Council.
Only a handful of visitors to the Citadel are ever granted that privilege. I would be jealous, but that is outside the scope of my programming.
That's all for now.
Have a pleasant day.
Just leveled up from that conversation. Nice that the game rewards you for exploring lore. Let's jump in. Ooh, forgot to mention, here's the Paragon and Renegade meters. In this playthrough, I'll be focusing primarily on filling up the Paragon meter. Now, to spend our skill points, I want to unlock a few more skills. Let's get Shield Boost, restores a portion of your shields even while under fire, and Adrenaline Burst. That will let us recharge our skills, and we'll put quite a bit more into assault rifles. And might put a little bit into the soldier trait for some extra health. Maybe more assault rifle, and perhaps another into assault training. Okay. Next, Caden. Again, we'll unlock some new skills here. First Aid deploys Medigel to all wounded squad members, restoring their health. That should let Caden heal the team as well. Now, I do want to get electronics here. This should now let us bypass some electronic devices. Let's also put 1 point into electronics to get overload, damages enemy shields within a certain radius. Now 4 more points. Let's chuck 1 into throw. Maybe a couple into sentinel to reduce cooldown times. And maybe 1 more into barrier, I reckon. Onto Ash. Gonna get her to have similar skills as Shepard, so adrenaline burst and shield boost. A few more points into assault rifles. And finally, a few points into the soldier trait. Okay, pretty happy with that. And here's the Citadel Tower. The elevator leads up to the Citadel Tower, where the Council convenes to pass judgment on interstellar matters. Okay, well, before we head up there, I might bring up the Codex again and have a quick read about the Citadel and the Council.
The Citadel is an ancient deep space station, presumably constructed by the Protheans. Since the Prothean extinction, numerous species have come to call the Citadel home. It serves as the political, cultural, and financial capital of the galactic community. To represent their interests, most species maintain embassies on the Presidium, the Citadel's inner ring. The Citadel Tower in the center of the Presidium holds the Citadel Council chambers. Council affairs often have far-reaching effects on the rest of the galactic community. 5 arms, known as the wards, extend from the Presidium. Their inner surfaces have been built into cities, populated by millions of inhabitants from across the galaxy. The Citadel is virtually indestructible. If attacked, the station can close its arms to form a solid, impregnable shell. For as long as the station has existed, an enigmatic race called the Keepers has maintained it.
Alright, and now let's hear about the Council itself.
The Council is an executive committee composed of representatives from the Asari Republics, the Turian Hierarchy, and the Solarian Union. Though they have no official power over the independent governments of other species, the Council's decisions carry great weight throughout the galaxy. No single Council race is strong enough to defy the other 2, and all have a vested interest in compromise and cooperation. Each of the Council species has general characteristics associated with the various aspects of governing the galaxy. The Asari are typically seen as diplomats and mediators. The Solarians gather intelligence and information. The Turians provide the bulk of the military and peacekeeping forces. Any species granted an embassy on the Citadel is considered an associate member, bound by the accords of the Citadel Conventions. Associate members may bring issues to the attention of the Council, though they have no input on the decision. The Human Systems Alliance became an associate member of the Citadel in 2165.
On that note, let's check out a little bit more about the Human Systems Alliance.
The Systems Alliance is an independent supranational government representing the interests of humanity as a whole. The Alliance is responsible for the governance and defense of all extrasolar colonies and stations. The Alliance grew out of the various national space programs as a matter of practicality. Sol's planets had been explored and exploited through piecemeal national efforts. The expense of colonizing entire new solar systems could not be met by any one country. With humans knowing that alien contact was inevitable, there was enough political will to jointly fund an international effort. Still, the Alliance was often disregarded by those on Earth until the First Contact War. While the national governments dithered and bickered over who should lead the effort to liberate Shanxi, the Alliance fleet struck decisively. Post-war public approval gave the Alliance the credibility to establish its own parliament and become the galactic face of humanity.
There you go. The Alliance went from nothing to everything after one war. Let's learn a little bit more about the Specters.
Specters are agents from the Office of Special Tactics and Reconnaissance, and answer only to the Citadel Council. They are elite military operatives, granted the authority to deal with threats to peace and stability in whatever way they deem necessary. They operate independently or in groups of 2 or 3. Some are empathetic peacekeepers, resolving disputes through diplomacy. Others are cold-blooded assassins, ruthlessly dispatching problem individuals. All get the job done one way or another, often operating outside the bounds of galactic law. The Specters were founded after the Solarians joined the Council. For many years they operated in secrecy as backroom problem solvers. Only after the Krogan rebellions did their activities become publicized. Assignment of a Spectre is less contentious than a military deployment, but makes it clear that the Council is concerned about a situation.
Specters, a very shadowy group of people. Alright then, I reckon it's time to make our way up to the Council.
The Council isn't going to ask me any questions, are they?
I doubt it. We've made our reports. Now we just have to trust Ambassador Udina.
No, we don't, sir.
Bit of an elevator conversation going on there. Okay, here we are.
Saren's hiding something. Give me more time. Stall them.
Stall the Council? Don't be ridiculous. Your investigation is over, Garrus.
Interesting.
Commander Shepard, Garrus Vicarian. I was the officer in charge of the CSEC investigation into Saren.
Come across anything I should know about?
Saren's a Spectre. Most of his activities are classified. I couldn't find anything solid. But I know he's up to something. Like you humans say, I feel it in my gut.
I think the Council's ready for us, Commander.
Good luck, Shepard. Maybe they'll listen to you. You don't want to keep the Council waiting.
Right. That Garrus seems like he might be on our side. Just look at this place. Fountains and everything. Very fancy. Some nice looking maple-like trees. I feel like I'm in like some fancy hotel lobby.
Don't be ridiculous. The Volus won't be joining the Council for years.
I'm not so sure. The humans are making a strong push, and you can bet the Volus will be right on their coattails if they succeed.
Allowing the humans to join us is a sound strategic move. But the Volus? No. The Hanar are likely to be next, then the Elcor.
You may be right. Though the Hanar need to lighten up a bit first.
You just don't like them because you have trouble understanding them.
I like that fountain. It's very soothing.
I bet all these staircases aren't just for show. They make for good defensive positions if this place is ever attacked.
Very observant, Williams. Interesting conversation back there. We know that there are quite a few other races here. I think they mentioned 3 more. The Hanar, Volus, and Elcor, I think. There's Captain Anderson. Let's go speak with him.
The hearing's already started. Come on.
The Geth attack is a matter of some concern, but there is nothing to indicate Saren was involved in any way.
The investigation by Citadel Security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
I resent these accusations. Nihilus was a fellow Spectre and a friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me. And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard, the one who let the beacon get destroyed.
The mission to Eden Prime was top secret. The only way you could know about the beacon was if you were there.
With Nihilus gone, his files passed on to me. I read the Eden Prime report. I was unimpressed. But what can you expect from a human?
Saren despises humanity. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard. You're not ready to join the Council. You're not even ready to join the Specters.
He has no right to say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Specters is not the purpose of this meeting.
This meeting has no purpose. The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
You can't hide behind the Council forever.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
Are we allowing dreams into evidence now? How can I defend my innocence against this kind of testimony?
I agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Specters is denied.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
This meeting is adjourned.
Well, that didn't go so well.
It was a mistake bringing you into that hearing, Captain. You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
I know Saren. He's working with the Geth for one reason: to exterminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every world we control is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
So, the Captain has some history with Saren.
Tell me about this history between you and Saren.
I worked with him on a mission a long time ago. Things went bad. Real bad. We shouldn't talk about this here. But I know what he's like. And he has to be stopped.
What's our next step?
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some way to expose him.
What about Garrus, that CSEC investigator? We saw him arguing with the Executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
Any idea where we could find him?
I have a contact in CSEC who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
You can't just cut Captain Anderson out of this investigation.
The Ambassador's right. I need to step aside.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
He's a bit of a cranky guy, isn't he?
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's Den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the wards.
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information dealer. Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barla Vaughn's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren, but his information won't come cheap.
Our ambassador doesn't seem to get along with the Council.
He's just frustrated. The Council's always preaching that we need to be part of the galactic community. But for them, it's a one-way street. They want us to expand and settle unstable regions like the Skillian Verge and the Attican Traverse. But when we run into trouble, they don't want to help us out. Everyone knows it's only a matter of time until we get a seat on the Council. The Ambassador just thinks it should happen sooner rather than later. And I agree.
Maybe they'd let us join the Council if we were more willing to cooperate with the other species.
Of course they would. If we did everything they told us to, they'd love to have us on the Council. But it wouldn't be much of a deal for us. I understand their side. They don't want us dominating the Council. It's founded on cooperation and alliances. But we have to look out for our own interests, too.
You don't think much of Harkin.
The guy joined CSEC about 20 years ago. He's been an embarrassment to our species ever since. Roughing up suspects in custody, bribery accusations, alcohol and drug use. The embassy used to step in when he got in trouble. But I guess enough was enough.
The guy's a scumbag. He should have been cut loose a long time ago.
He was one of the first human C-Sec officers. Guess it would have looked bad if he got fired. A lot of backroom deals were worked out over the years to keep him on the force. Politics is a dirty business sometimes, but it looks like his time's run out. We've got enough humans in C-Sec now to stop protecting him.
Alright, I think that's enough for now. Can ask more questions later.
I should go.
Good luck, Shepard. I'll be over in the ambassador's office if you need anything else.
Okay guys, not too much action in this episode, but we did learn quite a lot and did quite a bit of exploring of the Normandy and a bit of the Citadel. This is a good place for a break. Hope you're enjoying things so far. Leave a like, dislike, or a comment or two. Stay true, and I'll see you in the next one.